Hello, my friends. This is Ryan Smith, and you are watching Secret Chord. Have you ever hit the stage to perform a piece of music that you thought you had completely memorized, only to find out that you didn't? Well, most of us musicians have made this mistake at one time or another. So today we're going to talk about how to memorize music better. The first thing that I think is very important to understand is that we have two basic levels of memorization. The first is muscle memory. Muscle memory is essentially where your mind knows a pattern and a sequence of muscle movements. One movement triggers the next movement, which triggers the next movement, and so on and so forth. Now, muscle memory is very important, but it is also very limited. And a mistake a lot of musicians make is they stop at muscle memory. If you've ever seen anyone performing a song where they make a mistake and need to go all the way back to the very beginning, that is a sign that that person only had muscle memory. So the second level of knowing music is what I like to call intellectual memory. That is where in your mind you know every note, every fingering, and you can visualize and hear yourself playing the song completely from memory. Now, if you can do that, you can get interrupted in a song. You could even fall off your chair and you would remember exactly where you left off, and you'd be able to get back up and pick it up precisely where you left off. So that's the kind of level of memorization that we're going to strive for. Now we're going to look at some tactics for getting to that place of memorization. The first one is active listening. We need to avoid mindless listening to music when you're trying to memorize it. Now, you may have heard people say you see a penny and you see a nickel every single day of your life, but unless you have the need to memorize what's on it, it's hard to recall every detail about these items that you see every single day. So the same thing goes for listening to music. It's not going to get you very far by just listening to music passively. You need to be fully engaged in participating in the listening. So if you're an instrumentalist, I suggest try to call out the chord changes before they happen in the song. If you're a singer, try to think of the lyrics before they happen and actually see the lyrics in your mind as they happen. Anything that you can do to participate with the music as you're listening will help you actually learn it better. The second tactic is mental practice. Mental practice is very, very difficult to do. Most people find when they try to do mental practice for the first time that they can only get through a line or so of music at best. This is where our ultimate goal is to visualize and hear yourself playing music, seeing where your left hand is, seeing where your right hand is, completely from memory. As I said, it is very challenging. So I would recommend this. If you're reading music or if you've got a chord chart, start with the music in front of you and try to study that, take it away, gradually wean yourself off of that. See how much of it you can memorize, bring the music back, make sure you're remembering it correctly, and repeat this process over and over until you start to retain the information. Number 3, write it down. It is amazing how effective this is. When we have emotion associated with a memory, it helps us retain that information better. And writing it down forces you to slow down and process the information. So if you're a singer, write down the lyrics. If you're a guitar player, write down the tabs or write down the chords. The ultimate goal would be, can you write down your guitar tabs or music completely from memory? If you can do that, then you have achieved intellectual memory of that song. Number 4, step away and return to the music. Now, if you try to cram learning some music and you don't take breaks and step away from the music, you will not retain that nearly as well. Our minds need time to encode and process the information, and you need to practice recalling that information. So for example, there was a time I had to learn about 22 songs in just a couple days, and I was very busy in those few days. So instead of canceling everything and just cramming nonstop, I took little bits of time to try to memorize the music, and I would go on to other activities and come back to it. And that necessity of retaining and recalling that information helped me learn it better. Number 5, see the big picture. This can mean understanding the song structure and the song form. Does the song have an intro, verse, chorus, bridge? Knowing where that roadmap is internally can help a ton. Understanding the chord changes and the chord progressions of the song can help. Anything that can help you see the song holistically will help you memorize it better. And along with that, I would say pick your battles. And this means some things are absolutely vital to memorize and some things are not, and being able to decipher what those are. For example, if you're memorizing a Bach lute suite, you need to memorize everything, the bass line, the counter melody, the melody. But if you're playing a singer-songwriter song where the guitar player is essentially strumming a repetitive strum pattern, but only occasionally varying that up, you could just memorize the basic strum pattern and use your judgment when you want to do slight variations if they're not critical to the song. And that takes some experience and time knowing what those parts, what's critical and what's not. But anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to Secret Chord, hit the bell for notifications, and share and like this video if you feel so moved. All right, cheers everybody.